Hello everyone, I'm Lydia and I'm back with the part 2 of the message that Jesus gave yesterday for Kassi. So we're going to read that. Alright, so today is still June 14, 2026, and this is part 1b for Kassi from Jesus, and this is the cancer journey to defeat darkness. And it's the true ether versus false ether. And the true ether is spelled A-E-T-H-E-R. And the false one is E-T-H-E-R. Alright, and God's physical calendar is still 3/11. His spiritual calendar is 9/11. And God's true Gregorian is 12/30. And this message was given yesterday on June 13 of 2026. So now that I have explained what cancer actually is, let me now explain what is coming and what you will see with Mandy and Kassi. Kassi has already been through this cancer journey in 2024. I made her suffer most of the symptoms and lose her hair during my pre, aka phase 1 or round 1. We are now on the pre, aka phase 2 or round 2. I speak in different ways all of the time. You must learn to discern how I am speaking, which comes with having a true relationship with me. Mandy experienced some of the nausea in round 2. Kassi had the rest of the symptoms, which was losing her hair, fatigue, achiness, the lifting and darkening of her fingernails, sleeplessness, hot flashes, and perimenopausal symptoms. I took away her physical chemistry piece because she and her husband, which I am revealing now that she did not know. Kassi's symptoms were the veils that I put over her because she was holding Mandy's duplicate suit. This had to happen because of how I used them both together in the garden. So now I am merging Mandy and Kassi's suit as you see her now together, which is what I meant by merging Eve and Mary together, and Mandy will be holding Kassi's suit. Kassi is transitioning to her true form and will be known as Briella. You will see the supernatural take place as her health gets better each time she receives chemotherapy. But because of the merging of suits with Mandy, each time chemotherapy is administered, Mandy will experience the symptoms like Kassi did in round 1. Kassi will not lose her hair will grow and her health will thrive, and Mandy will lose her hair and she will receive the symptoms. This is all showing my astrophysics line in the garden in the very beginning. I have to prove the supernatural, and this will be the beginning and the ending as we transition into the next phase. Kassi's true form, Briella, will manifest, and then her role will come into fruition. You see, I have many surprises for my children, and it is never what you think. I told you that I would have a surprise that sets Kassi back for a year. But this is a twofold prophecy, and it has to do with both the Kassi suit as well as Briella, the true form. More of that piece is coming. So children, are you ready to see what my plans are? You should ask yourselves, how is it possible that a totally different person is getting symptoms when the one who is receiving the actual treatment is getting better rather than worse? That the opposite happens of what the symptoms of the chemo is said to be. Could it be that your loving Father has his hands on this entire scenario? Could it be that if my hands were not on my people whom have suffered from cancer and chemotherapy would die quickly and immediately if it were not so? I am about to show you what it looks like when I no longer intervene. Do your research, children. Why do you think it is that when one receives chemotherapy that they get sicker than they are when it is found that they have cancer? Is it possible that the false father is using chemotherapy as his snake venom to take you out? Yes, I allow things for my glory, but when and Jesus paused at 11:07, intervene, his plan cannot take effect. What do you think happened to Job? What about Hezekiah? Cancer, my children, it was cancer. But what did I do? I allowed it for purification and an opportunity for purging and cleansing. This entire time, Kassi had been getting the healing waters of Dan. But is this also a play on words? What is the tribe of Dan? It's the serpent. Can you see the correlation now? So let's break it down further. Kassi had been receiving the chemotherapy, aka the healing waters of Dan. Her body underwent changes for the bad, but I only allowed so much so as to show the supernatural through her. She knew what chemotherapy did to my people before she even had cancer. But through her faith and obedience, she went through this process anyway. I used her to show how to truly cast out fear and to obey my voice, because when you do, you cannot fall. So now you will see the full-on supernatural as she is getting chemo again. And no, I am not punishing Mandy. There's so much more to this movie, and I have said it had to happen to Mandy. Well, she was chosen for this role. So now that the false Aether is going to transfer to her, we are full circle now and back in that moment in the garden, showing how it all began and now how it all will end. But do not worry, it may look really bad, but I will restore all of my people as I have promised from the beginning. Also, I am using this final puzzle piece to expose hearts. Are you rejoicing reading this, that Mandy will look very sick? Or are you going to truly love your sister as you love yourself and ask me for her healing? We shall see, and it will be a telltale of what your heart postures truly are. I'm Yeshua HaMashiach. I come in the flesh, bled and died on the cross, and rose on the third day. This is the message I prophesied a long time ago that I am now giving Kassi. The next message she receives will have her instructions that she has been waiting on for almost 3 years. This is all for now. I'm your Lord God, and I have spoken. All right, and he has some scriptures here. Revelation 15, 7 through 11. And one of the 4 beasts gave unto the 7 angels 7 golden vials full of the wrath of God, which liveth for evermore. And the temple was full of the smoke of the glory of God and of his power, and no man was able to enter into the temple till the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled. And verses 9, 10, and 11 are in the Holy Bible in heaven. Matthew 5, 2 through 7. And he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Matthew 7, 8 through 20. For whosoever asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be opened. For what man is there among you, which if his son ask him bread, would give him a stone? Or if he ask fish, will he give him a serpent? If ye then, which are evil, can give to your children good gifts, how much more shall your Father which is in heaven give good gifts to them that ask him? Therefore whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, even so do ye to them. For this is the law and the prophets. Enter in at the strait gate, for it is the wide gate and broad way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because the gate is strait, and the way narrow that leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns, or figs of thistles? So every good tree bringeth forth good fruit. A good tree cannot and a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Therefore by their fruits ye shall know them. Okay, Luke 9:12. And when the day began to wear away, the 12 came and said unto him, Send the people away that they may go into the towns and villages round about and lodge and get meat, for we are here in a desert place. Psalm 15, 2 through 5. He that walketh uprightly and worketh righteousness and speaketh the truth in his heart, he that slandereth not with his tongue, nor doeth evil to his neighbor, nor receiveth a false report against his neighbor, in whose eyes a vile person is contemned, but he honoureth them that fear the Lord. He that sweareth to his own hindereth and changeth not. He that sweareth to his own hindrance and changeth not. He that giveth not his money unto usury, nor taketh reward against the innocent. He that doeth these things shall never be moved. 2 Thessalonians 3:9, not because we have not authority, but that we might make ourselves an ensample unto you to follow us. I believe that means like example, unto you to follow us. Philippians 2:8, he humbled himself and became obedient unto the death, even the death of the cross. Titus 1:7, for a bishop must be unreprovable as God's steward, not froward, not angry, not given to wine, no striker, not given to filthy lucre. And Jesus said, that is all, my child. All right. And I also want to just say, you know how Jesus said that this is going to expose hearts. And I want to say that if you guys would really know Mandy, you would actually be kind of heartbroken to hear that she has to go through this, because she is one of the kindest people around. She's very sweet and she's very kind, and she's also very humble. But she speaks what Jesus gives her. And I honestly, after, in her comment sections, after all these years that she's been on there loving in return, it's despicable the way people talk about her. Here in one of these scriptures, it says that false prophets come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. She's like a sheep on the inside. And a lot of you are offended at her because she's not religious. But that's actually sheep's clothing. And that religious spirit is like a wolf, and it tears people apart. So you guys got to think about what you think to be true, because you might just be way wacko. And that's me coming from, I observed for a long time before. And I asked Jesus for a while before he confirmed that it was him speaking. I didn't just blindly jump in, and I'm not that kind of person either. So I just want to say that, and it actually breaks my heart to think, for one, of what she'll have to go through, and also to think about the people who treat her the way they do. Like, if you guys, or at least for any decent person with any type of heart that can feel anything, if you knew her at all, and a lot of you who some of you special ones, or like specific ones who have we've poured a lot of love into you, who've just been incessantly coming, like getting really low and crude with the stuff you say. It's like pretty crazy, you know? And she just keeps loving you guys and keeps explaining and re-explaining when the explanations are all there, but you actually are too stubborn. And I think you guys know who you are. If you're listening to this, you know who you are, that are stalking her page like a wolf constantly. And the answers are all there, but you mock what she says, and you make it all like a mockery, like you make it all like a point of like you're despising her. But she didn't choose that for herself. She's just doing what Jesus told her to do. And I know her personally. And if you knew, and you would do the same thing that she's doing, because she's just a normal person. And she has a very beautiful heart. And Jesus spoke to her and he told her to do this. And you would do the same thing if you were humble enough. So, anyways, I'm gonna go. I wish you guys the best. God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.